Sumapit na naman po ang araw ng Sabado. Siyempre pa, sumasa inyo ang programang Radyo Agila sa Amerika. Ako po si Don Orozco mula rito sa Silicon Valley, California. At siyempre pa, patuloy tayong nakikipag-ugnay, nakikipag-usap sa mga kababayan natin sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Amerika, minsan sa Australia, minsan sa Russia, minsan sa Canada. Pero sa pagkakataong ito, nandito rin po siya sa Amerika. Medyo malayo-layo nga lang dahil sa medyo malaki ang oras ng aming time difference. Ano po? At tatawagin na natin para nang sa ganon ay makilala nyo na, Manny, ang nagtatanong ng napakarami yun daw bang mga ini-interview ko ay mga kandidata ng Miss Universe? Kasi puro naman na napakagaganda talaga ng nai-interview natin. Ano po? Ito pong i-interviewin natin ay isang abogada dyan po sa Texas, sa Houston, Texas. Tatawagin na natin si Attorney Eileen Ligot Dizon. Ayan. Attorney, how are you?
Kumusta? I'm doing good. Kumusta?
Well,
Thank you for having me here, Don.
oo, alam mo, sasabihin na naman ng aming mga taga-subaybay mula dyan. Kasi itong ating programa napakikinggan sa buong Pilipinas sa pamamagitan ng Radyo Agila ng Eagle Broadcasting Corporation. At the same time, nasa Facebook Live tayo at saka nasa YouTube channel. So, kaya minsan, dun sa mga nakakakita, lalo na sa Facebook, tinatanong nila ay ano ba to? Ito ba ay kandidata rin ng Miss Universe dati? Yan, di ba? So, yan ang katangian ng aking mga ini-interview. Puro sila mga flawless. So, kamusta ang isang abogada diyan sa Houston?
Una, salamat sa appreciation, although I don't really categorize myself dyan sa category mo. Siguro it just so happened, maganda yung camera ko. Uh, so, okay naman kami dito sa Texas. You know, Texas is in the southern part of the US. So, right now, it's becoming hotter kasi malapit ng summer. So, ako naman
Kaya,
nakabase sa Houston.
aha,
Malapit kami sa dagat, so humid ang weather. Unlike sa
aha.
Dallas, medyo dry, pero dito sa Houston, mas humid, parang Pilipinas, ganon.
Ayun. Alam mo, Eileen, ang isa sa mga nakatutuwa na isineshare ng ating mga kababayan from everywhere, May mga nakakausap ako from different countries as well, Ang laging una naming pinag-uusapan, yung kanilang immigration story. Yung iyong story kasi kakaiba dahil sa you were a lawyer from the Philippines. And as a lawyer, ba't pa ako pupunta ng Amerika Lawyer na ako rito, di ba? So, i-share mo naman sa ating mga taga-subaybay, ano ang iyong immigration story? Eileen?
Okay, o sige, I'll keep it short, although it's quite long because there were a lot of challenges and struggles along the way. So, ang nangyari kasi ganito yan. Before we moved here, I was working as a court attorney sa Court of Appeals, and my husband was also working sa legal department ng Camp Crame at that time. So, my husband and I decided to move to the U.S., but we didn't really intend to stay, for long. But after that, of course, something happened. His family is actually located in Dallas, kaya that's why we were based in Dallas when we moved here.
Aha.
His family resides in Dallas. I don't have my family here. Ako lang, mag-isa. Pero siya nandito ang kanyang side of his family and brothers, sisters, his father. And it wasn't supposed to be immigration per se, but along the way we decided to just stay here. As a matter of
Mhm.
fact, I didn't resign there. I didn't resign when I left the Court of Appeals. I just turned in my resignation after we decided to just settle here. Kasi when we moved here, nagkaroon din kami ng baby. So it changed everything, decision. It was
Aha.
hard. It was a hard decision kasi we have to think of a lot of things like our career. He has a good career in the Philippines. I have a good career in the Philippines. My as my boss at that time, sa Court of Appeals, he was about to be appointed as a Supreme Court Justice. So I was, I have, I was given the opportunity to move to the Supreme Court at that time. So it was really a hard decision, but we thought of, raising family here. We think that it would be better, and we think that we can start all over again. So that's why it was not easy because I was already practicing as an attorney in the Philippines, and when we moved here, I cannot practice my profession unless I go back to law school and take the bar exam. But
Aha.
then, you know how expensive ang ating education dito sa US, and so we have to work harder to find resources for that matter. And so we were, juggling work and family, and that's very challenging. My husband and I had to take turns taking care of our child, our son at the time, and working at the same time. So hindi
Aha.
katulad sa Pilipinas, meron tayong mga family members na pwedeng mag-alaga sa mga anak natin. Dito, it's either we put our child sa daycare and we pay for our
Aha.
childcare,
Ah.
or we have to make adjustments sa schedule namin. Yun yung
At saka
challenging
very
part po.
expensive, ha? Very
Very
expensive ang
costly.
childcare. Ah.
That's true. And tayo pa naman na Pilipino, iba yung culture natin eh. It's always different when we raise our kids. Iba yung may
Aha.
pagmamahal sa pag-aalaga lang.
Mhm.
So, yun.
Around around what time 'yan? Anong year ka bale nag-move dito sa Amerika?
2007. Yan, year.
2007.
2007.
So,
Yeah.
oo. Kasi sabi nga natin, alam mo, yung asawa mo lawyer, ikaw lawyer. You're already made, kumbaga, sinasabi nga natin, 'di ba? Pero ang naging sa patingin ko, ang naging malaking factor, the reason you change your mind is when you gave birth. Would that be a sufficient ground for me to say?
You're absolutely correct on that matter. Yun talaga yung major decision doon na kinonsider namin.
Mhm.
He's of course he's born here. He's an American citizen when he was born right away,
Aha.
di ba? So we want him to take advantage of the opportunities that being offered dito sa US. And so sabi namin, well, if we're able to start our life in the Philippines, I think we can also start our life here. Maraming
Mhm.
nagdi-discourage, but uh, we told ourselves we can do this. We have a positive attitude towards it. But
Aha.
of course, that positive attitude is not enough. It has to have a lot of hard work. Especially when my husband was admitted at the University of Houston College of Law, we have to uproot ourselves from Dallas and move to Houston na wala kaming
Aha.
kakilala. So, wala kaming kakilala. We don't know the place. We just gamble. We said, we can make it. Pag bata ka, nandun yung ano mo, yung desire mo na akala mo kaya mo lahat, di ba? Which is a good thing because we're
Aha.
able to make it. Yeah, it was a big
Exactly.
move. That's true.
Aha.
And of course, the biggest
Es
challenge, like I said, is resources. So I needed to find a
aha.
job, bagong lugar, bagong trabaho, and of course, it's not a lawyering job.
Aha.
It's not in a law firm kasi it's hard to get into a law firm kahit na lawyer ka na sa Pilipinas. There's
Aha.
always this, sort of, I don't know, maybe we can call it a little bit of discrimination if you are an immigrant and you are an attorney in another country. That's not being
Aha.
really recognized here. So that's the challenge. It's hard to find a job in a law firm. So I have to find a job somewhere else, diba, para
Mhm.
mag-survive. And
So
that's
what
when I
was your
end up,
first job then? Ano ang una
when we
mong
moved
trabaho
here,
din?
well, when we moved here sa Houston, um, I I got a teaching job. Honestly, it's a
Okay.
surprise for me too, because
Aha.
I never really wanted to be a teacher before because I thought I can't do this. I'm not probably born to be a teacher. So when I started bringing my child to school, and I had the opportunity to stay there and watch and see what they're doing. And then pagdating sa bahay, we are Filipinos. We are Asians.
Aha.
We
Mhm.
teach our children to go far and over and beyond. So we teach our
Mhm.
children, diba? So that's when I developed the love of for teaching. Sabi ko, I
Alam mo,
think I can do better than your teacher. So that's when it
Alam
started.
mo, Eileen, isang katangian mo yan na sinasabi namin, nako, talagang you are making us very proud as Filipino. Kasi ang galing, yung iyong persistence, yung iyong motivation to really give the best for your family. Kasi ito nga, napakarami dyan, they will just settle for anything. Pero ikaw, palibasa ay napakarami mong pangarap sa buhay, kayo ng iyong asawa, kaya yan, naging achiever ka. Alam po ninyo, itong si Eileen, nag-set up ng law firm dyan po sa Houston, no? At again, nakatutuwang isipin, isang Pilipino, merong pong law firm. Yan po yung kanilang ligot Dizon Law Office. At yan po ang pag-uusapan namin sa pagbabalik po ng Radyo Agila sa Amerika. Babalik po kami